I'm just having a bad day. Hey Ed, how you doing?
Not better. Like we got Mark in there too.
Oh, here comes David.
Good evening, people.
Oh, David.
Ed Hessick, how you doing? Dan's here. Mark, how you doing, Mark White? Captain Joe.
What's up?
Did you hear the news?
But the verdict
About what?
about the verdict.
Yeah,
Well, they haven't come out with what it is
they haven't
yet.
come out with what it is, but now all the experts are saying because it was so fast, they're pretty sure it's going to be a guilty verdict.
Yeah, I'm not leaning that way yet. I'm hearing what they're saying, but Shannon Bream said the same thing. She goes, "That's what it sounds like," but also they were getting clarification on some kind of interpretation. And when they read it to them, they said that may have flipped them another way. It could have been both ways. Because the judge came out this morning and said, just because Michael Cohen has been convicted of being a liar and that he lied to people all through this and this and this, doesn't mean you should believe that his testimony now was a lie. But then they had to come back and say, but you have to take into it made him say, you have to take into consideration his past and what he's done. So that right there, and then all of a sudden they come up with a verdict. So I'm hoping they say, well, he's probably lying again. But they also says it's 34 counts, all the same count, 34 times the same count. And they're trying to say that if you don't believe everything happened, you believe one happened, you could convict them on all 34. So and they've already came out a minute ago and said, if they come back and say that it is a guilty verdict, number one, it's automatic appeal. Number one, it's going straight to Supreme Court, which could probably come down tomorrow and put a stay on it. And we're talking about the United States Supreme Court. It'll jump everybody.
Yeah.
And if they do that, all I'm telling you, it's gonna be a different country. It's really stupid.
Yes, Ed, we're talking about Trump, the verdict. If you got it TV or news, you want to have it on in the background because the jury was announced they were going home at 4:30.
Yeah, the verdict is in. They said now the judge is addressing the courtroom.
Yep.
But they also came out and said they couldn't reach a verdict. They said that, and then the judge told them, go back in. So I gotta see, it could be that they coming back and said, we can't reach a verdict, so this could be a mistrial. And they said that Trump was joking around and laughing and smiling a few minutes ago. So they may already know.
Yeah.
All I know is this: if they, the world, I'm telling you,
They convict him on this bullshit. It's something else.
oh, it is. Especially since this is the reason, and we're talking about major defense trial lawyers came out all over. Turley, I can't remember all the names, but they were on saying, number one, the statute of limitations is gone. This shouldn't have even been brought up. It's past the statute of limitations. Number two, the state court can't try a federal crime, which is just, that's what they're saying it is. So there's all kind of mistakes here.
Yeah. Hey, Mark.
See, that was
Paul.
another part of my life in the
Justin,
very
Joe.
beginning. What's up? Another part
Is
of my
that
life when
Dave?
I was in the Marine Corps, I started studying because I wanted to go to law school. And there's technicalities, little stupid technicalities there.
If it's anything like our juries, if they can't come up with what they call it,
They
A
said the jury is
decision
being
where-
brought back in right now.
if they
But
can't,
hey,
if
Mark,
they can't,
Mark,
if
you're
they can't
behind
come
the,
up-
you're behind the times. The jury has come up with a decision and they're about to announce it.
yes, I'm just saying, if they can't come to a decision where they're all agreed, the judge can instruct them to
Guilty.
accept a 10-2 verdict.
Yeah,
So
but
they
here
will
it's supposed
allow,
to be unanimous.
normally unanimous, but the judge can instruct them that he will accept 10-4 and 2 against, or 11-4 and 1 against.
Guilty.
Hmm?
On
Guilty on one
34
count.
charges,
They've been found, he's been found guilty
Guilty.
in all of them.
one not guilty.
Oh, he was found, so the verdict's out now?
It's
Yeah.
guilty on count 3.
He's guilty on 34 charges, on 34 of them,
It's gonna,
not on
yeah, it's
one.
gonna be all 34.
of 35 charges.
Yeah. Yeah, all 34. Wow.
On that note, I'll see you in
No,
5.
go. Wow.
Hmm.
And then Trump and Biden's gonna come on tonight with a national press conference to talk about it.
Guilty on all 34 counts.
I said, no, go.
So does that mean he's now got to withdraw from the race?
No,
No.
it doesn't. That just means he just won the race.
Yeah,
He will
'cause
win the race now
the
for sure.
public is gonna be really against this.
Yep. Yep. Because there's nobody else that's been indicted on this kind of circumstance.
No,
And the judge from the very beginning was pushing everything towards a big guilty verdict.
yep,
And like I said, the first thing he's going to do tonight is Biden's going to be on tonight on a national press conference and talk about it and trying to say how he shouldn't be able to run for president and everything else. And right now, I guarantee you, he's probably picking up more points in the poll. But the thing is by tomorrow, we're gonna have a stay on this because it's going straight to the United States Supreme Court because of all the inconsistencies in it.
Well, do any of these charges involve anything untoward while he was president?
No, this is back from 2016 when they saying he interfered with the election. And it had nothing to do with the election. Hey, Dominic, you just missed it. 34 counts guilty.
Yeah, I just read it.
Hang on, mate.
Morning, all.
Ridiculous. And yet Biden has all these documents in his garage that everybody can look through. And from when he's a senator, we had no right to. And they came out and they said, yeah, he had no right to them. These were all wrong. It was illegal, but we don't think we should press any charges because he's frail and old. So he's frail and old, but let him stay in the presidency. You know, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but which
I don't
garage?
care who I don't care who you vote for, who you like, but you got to look at this and you know it's all corrupt.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. That's what the judge said too. They said, you may not believe he's totally guilty, but he was close to these people that are guilty, so you could believe that he was probably part of it. That's what the judge told him. You know, and that the instruction the judge gave them as a jury. Just because he's associated with these people does mean that he could be guilty by association. He don't have to have been involved, but you could assume that he was involved. That right there is unconstitutional based on what the judge is supposed to be. That's what I'm saying. This thing gonna be thrown out in the
Just
next few
saying
days.
that could be grounds for a mistrial if the prosecutor or if the defense decide to try for that.
Yeah. Well, they've already filed an appeal. The appeal's already done. Because they said they had it all ready to go. You know? Now the thing is, he can turn around today and say, because you've never had anything before. Now he could say, this is the judge again, no jail time. He could say no jail time, nothing, no fines, anything, and just leave it like this. Or he could turn around today and say he goes to jail. And the Secret Service already said, ain't happening.
Yeah,
Secret
because
Service
even
said he's not going.
yeah. Because they technically have the ultimate call over his protection, and they're not going to do that in the prison.
Yeah, and somebody asked if
It'd
the
just
Secret
be
Service
house
would be
arrest.
relieved from him,
They
and he said
might
no.
have the total call over his protection, but they have no call over the law.
No, they actually can override him going to prison.
Yeah,
They'll put him
They-
on like a house arrest. It's because of they have to. He's by law he is
no,
allowed
go.
Secret Service protection for the rest of his life.
Yep,
And if he and
it
if he
cannot be
asks for
revoked.
it, and they won't send him to prison because it's too much of a. The Secret
Threat.
Service can actually override that because it's too much of a threat.
Oh, it can be revoked, Joe. It only takes one bullet.
Yeah, but that's a whole different story.
I'll just sit back and wait to get the popcorn.
Secret Service already came out and said that he will not be going into a prison if they convict him.
Yeah, they've already said that. And one thing I noticed they got a couple Secret Service agents that's always with them lately. Liberty
they'll
Short,
just
heavy guy, bald headed guy. He was in there today, and he was standing there and he was talking to the police, like that, all the different police outside, and about eight Secret Service agents went in there. Secret Service agents went in there. So they've got more Secret Service people there today.
They could put him in Alcatraz. There's nobody else there.
No, they're not. You know where he's going to go? He's going back to Trump Tower. He's going back to his hotel, Trump Tower, to go up to the top. That's where they're gonna keep him until they figure this out.
I'll just be on house arrest, form of house arrest. That's all I'll be.
And it keeps him off the campaign trail, you know?
He doesn't need
They're
to be
trying
on a
everything. They're
campaign
trying
trail.
everything to do that.
I know. But his points, I guarantee you, his points are going up.
I take it they can withhold his passport
And here
so that he can't leave the country.
is the key, even though there's an accomplice witness, but they were able to show through Mr. Pecker, through Hope Hicks, through Jeffrey McConaughey, the controller for the Trump organization, and through all of the documents and through Trump's own writings in his own books that supported everything that everybody was saying.
What's that,
about
CNN News?
how he was a micromanager, how he had to approve everything that Michael Cohen did. And if Michael Cohen was a liar, it was because he was lying to
It's
protect.
David, it might be Sky News.
And
Hmm.
that- and
Oh, sorry, my bad.
I like Australia's Sky News. They got a good one.
Yeah, I know. I love watching
like-
that.
Can you still hear it?
No.
No.
Good.
Oh,
He had no choice but
Yeah, just in the background.
Just barely.
Oh.
I can't make it out. It's just a mumble.
Well, they found some egg. I mean, literally, it looks like an egg to give an interview on this. Fuck off, Humpty Dumpty wants his wall back. Yeah, well, you have to let justice do fight it out
Yeah.
based on what they've just been saying. It might be his own downfall. Might.
Oh, well, as I said,
not
it's,
gonna.
It's something to do with his books, how he said he micromanaged Cohen and stuff. Apparently that's what they're saying. But it ain't over. He's gonna
No.
appeal it. He'll appeal it. and
Ain't
he'll
over
appeal it,
till the
he'll
fat
appeal it.
lady sings.
You talking about Hillary?
I'll
Hey,
be back.
Donald,
No, Kamala.
Yeah, that's the same thing. She's last. She don't say.
you're on mute.
Can't
now,
hear you,
just so
Donald.
You know.
As I say, it doesn't matter what the result is now
I'm done.
or ultimately, neither side is going to admit that, okay, neither one is going to accept
The result.
Yeah.
the result, regardless.
Yep, that's true.
If Joe Biden truly cared about the country, just keep us from tearing ourselves apart, he would come out today, say, guess what? I don't care what the court says, he's pardoned of all charges. Now let's get on
Yeah, he
with it.
should.
Let's not
He should.
tear ourselves apart.
That
over
would be a good
ultimately 4
political
years for
move.
either
That
of
would
us.
get him a few points.
That would give him a leg up.
Mhm.
That would be the right thing for the country because he said he wanted to bring us together.
Yeah, that'd be another 4 years in office, though.
If he comes in and he bitches about him, he's just
You
cut
know-
his throat.
Yeah, he's gonna come out and he'll come out tonight and say, see, this proves that Donald Trump should not run instead of just doing what
And
The
he
right
just cuts
thing
his
to do.
throat.
I don't think Biden will last another 4 years.
No,
And
and
Biden
that
won't have
leaves
to
us
last
with that
another 4
banana
years. He
head
won't be
Camilla.
in January. He won't be there in January.
the
July
only thing
11th sentencing.
I don't know a lot. I haven't been following it exactly close. I read up on it last night. And it seems strange to me that the felony he's being charged for has to have an underlying crime associated with it.
Right.
But the judge said multiple choice. You guys don't have to agree on what the underlying crime is. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, so if the jury is 30% sure that he's guilty over this, or 30% sure he's guilty about this
Mhm.
thing, okay, well that's still 60% of the jury. not sure that there's reasonable doubt on each of those charges, but if you get a mix and match,
Well,
say, hey, you know
in-
what? We're going to send Joe to prison. If you guys, we're going to go ahead and send him to prison. If you
Um,
guys, he may have
Donald,
committed a crime, doesn't matter what crime,
Stop
let's
pointing
send
the
him to
knife.
prison. Do
Hey,
what?
Donald, the judge just before the jurors adjourned to go do the verdict, he told them that don't forget that we stand by the fact that those other two people were bad people, so therefore he knows them, so he must be bad too.
Right.
Guilt by association.
What,
Talk about
right. What you've got to be careful of, right, is you've got to be careful what you say, because in America, can't you be sued just for a comment? You know, if someone thinks it's libel.
Yeah, you can be sued for anything.
Exactly.
No,
So
it's slander, libel's written.
Yeah.
what we need to do is just say, this is a verdict. He's going to appeal it. We know he's going to appeal it. Let the Supreme Court now take over, and then what we will be. He can still run for president, so
Yeah.
it's not over.
I think that's wrong.
What's wrong?
Yeah,
That
the
if
judge had a
he's-
conflict of interest.
If he's been found guilty and convicted, there's no way that he should be able to run for president.
That's not how it works. Look at over here, right? We've got a lot of politicians, a lot of MPs that are not even being investigated for the fraud they've actually admitted to. They're allowed to rerun for election. So Donald Trump, well on appeal, because remember, when you're on appeal, you're still guilty but not guilty. Yeah, you're not going jail. Yeah, because you're appealing it, right? So he can still run.
Oh no, you can still be in jail while your appeal is waited for.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's,
but he's
not, that's not going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, he's not
His
going to
appeal,
be in 1 foot in jail.
his appeal's already in. I can guarantee it. It's
Well,
in,
yeah, they already
Oh,
placed the appeal
They had
with
it
the U.S.
written
Supreme
before he
Court.
went in.
right?
That's fine. And he can, even if he isn't, he can be sitting in jail. He can be found guilty.
He's not going to be sitting in jail because he's not been.
Okay, I'm saying this is a hypothetical. He can be found guilty and sitting in jail. He could still run for president, be elected president, and serve as president from within the jail cell. There's nothing in the Constitution to prevent that.
Until he could pardon himself.
So
You just
You
see
mean-
it with a big table in the middle of the cell.
you mean
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson could be president?
If he was elected, but Marilyn Manson is a musician. He's not the person you're thinking of. That's Charles Manson. Charles Manson couldn't be president.
Oh,
'cause he's
Charles
dead.
Manson then.
He
Yeah, all
did.
right.
Charles Manson's dead anyway. He died, what, like 5 years
Yeah.
ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Riddance.
Why would that stop him from being president?
Because he's dead.
So
Well, I suppose it's the same as what you've got now, then, really. So he can be president. But
My
I don't-
uncle,
I'm going to be honest. I don't like Biden.
does
Don't
it
like
say
Trump.
in the Constitution
And we just
that
move
dead
on.
people
Like any of
cannot
them.
run for president?
In the Constitution, what?
Does it say in the Constitution that dead people cannot run for president?
Well, you have to be a citizen,
because
and a corpse is
here,
not considered a citizen.
here you have to
Donald,
be
stop
a
pointing the knife.
registered
I'm
citizen
cooking.
at the time.
I know, but you're pointing the knife at the camera, and if YouTube was to clip it,
That's why they
Okay.
check you with the polls to make sure you are who you say you are, and that validates your ballot.
Yeah,
In
and
some states.
and to be president, you have to be a citizen of the United States, and a corpse cannot be a citizen.
Paul, in some states they don't even ask you for an ID.
I don't know about
I
that.
mean, I think they're supposed to. They may
Right.
not
Oh,
do that.
yeah.
but apparently in some states he can't run.
No,
not
that's
here.
not true either.
Not
So
in the
the
US.
United
I
States
thought
Supreme
he-
Court said he cannot be taken off the ballot.
No.
They've already said that. Because I was going to say, aren't some of them already
They
said
tried.
that?
Yeah, I thought Texas did that.
No, no, not Texas. Oh, Colorado.
Yeah, Colorado.
Colorado
Yeah.
put it in there and it got shot down, and a couple other states tried to put it in, and the Supreme Court said you can't. It can never be done now because we said it can never be done.
It
And it was a
could.
9-0 count. All
Yeah,
of
It
but
them.
could be
because-
done. They'd have to pass an amendment to the Constitution.
That's right.
Well, even if
See,
a
you gotta
state could
realize-
take them,
We gotta realize they're ready. The Supreme Court just made a ruling on that 9-0 in his favor. So what do you think they're gonna say when they come up with this appeal?
It depends on if they're looking at it. I mean, they're not going to do it just because it's him.
They got to look at it constitutionally. And constitutionally, the mistakes that were made in this trial that were biased in this trial, even as far as the judge making money off this trial, his daughter making money off the everything in the trial because she was getting fed information and she's collecting money for the DNC and everything else.
That makes it unethical, not unconstitutional.
And also,
Right.
it's rumored.
well,
She's got to be proven guilty of that.
Oh no, it's not rumored. It's true that she is making
It's
money
a fact.
off of. It's a fact that she is making money off this.
Then she shouldn't
She
be
doesn't
allowed.
deny it. But she isn't the judge, and they're saying that the judge is not biased because of his daughter's connections, and so there is room for an appeal.
A lot of room.
well, there are, law, each state has their law thing where they have to go and look at that and then they can actually, remove a judge for doing stuff like that.
Yeah,
That
but
never happened in
he's
New
not
York.
done it, though, has he? It's his daughter. And unfortunately, as you guys know, you're not responsible for your own kids once they're grown up. As long as the
No.
judge is not involved, then unfortunately.
Well, he must be kind of involved because she had to get the information from somewhere.
Well, doesn't mean she got it from him.
Well, she's not getting any. She's not selling any inside information about the trial.
Yep.
So she's only been reporting public knowledge.
Well, there's no crime
This-
against that.
This was a Banana Republic trial.
You just have to
Always,
let.
always hated that clothing line.
Nothing wrong with bananas.
Ridiculous.
Apparently, there is if they're bent. Remember, they got banned.
Yeah, I know.
Rumored.
The thing is, this will do nothing to affect the election.
Oh, it'll
Results.
probably push it in the other direction.
Push it in Trump's direction.
Yep.
I don't think it will.
Well, I do because the public has not
No,
been.
no. You only have to go on Twitter to see how divided 50-50 this is.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's not. Twitter is not the pulse of the U.S.
It's not, but what I'm saying is,
because the people on Twitter are
Or the woke.
are socialists.
not always.
I wouldn't say
Um,
anymore, no. Not since
um,
Elon took it over. A lot of them left their Twitter.
A lot of them
As
did.
far as I can remember, one of the biggest people doing in Twitter was Trump.
No, Trump's left
So
Twitter
you
a long
s-
time ago.
Are you saying he's a socialist?
No, he left Twitter a long time
He
ago.
left Twitter. He got kicked off Twitter when he was still president.
Yeah, he got kicked off.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have been.
Dre, what's up?
Not much, just enjoying this conversation of hit and
I got
miss.
you got the popcorn?
The thing is that the owner of Twitter has the right to say who or who can't.
Yeah, well, the owner of
Go on.
Twitter's changed, so.
Yeah, no, he changed.
But Donald Trump said he wouldn't come back. That's it.
Evening all.
Welcome back, Dominic.
I'm back.
let's catch you up here. Nah, I
Got
can't
your new
bother.
flat there, David?
Dominic, don't worry about it. It's just
Yeah, I know.
it's the usual pile of nothingness that's been discussed. So
Yeah, I know. I'm just an innocent bystander here. Just
When I first
the
came on, I
devil's
had to
advocate,
go check
listening
the
to
internet.
everything that goes on.
I've tried to be the devil's advocate, but it doesn't work.
There was a jury notice or something where you guys were talking.
Yeah.
I had to go check the internet, see if there was a verdict or not. I'm like, what's going on here? You guys are chatting quite a bit.
Yep.
Yeah, 34 counts are guilty.
We'll find out by the end of tomorrow probably. Juries don't like to hang out over the
No,
weekend.
it's already come in.
It's already come in.
34
Yeah,
counts of guilty.
Yeah, 34 counts guilty.
How come it's not showing anything on the internet? I guess I gotta refresh my page or something.
Well, wait,
Right.
they came back.
Not showing up anything on the internet. The internet's
There it
full of it.
Okay, it has popped up. Trump convicted of 34 felony counts, a new error. Okay. All right. So let's
This will be
discuss
fun.
what you guys have problems with.
What my problem is that the judge came out when they said they couldn't reach a verdict earlier today. They came back and said, they said, okay, you can take into consideration all the testimony from Cohen and all of this. And the judge tells them Trump was associated with them and they were some bad guys basically. And he said, so you don't have to, just because you might think they were involved because he was associated, you could also assume he was involved.
Right.
Right. And that right there is so biased.
Well,
you
I
can
don't know
really
exactly
tell.
word for word what was said, but that is not unusual for a judge to tell a jury to go back and keep trying to come with unanimous verdict.
What
You
you've
don't-
got to remember
you
as
don't-
well, they
That's
started the
standard procedure.
day. Yeah, they started the day by getting 2 court officials to reread the
Yeah,
testimony
27
to them.
pages.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's normal.
And from that, they've come up with this decision.
Yeah, that's not unusual. A lot of times juries, we have a complicated case with multiple counts like this. They'll ask, I mean, you had close to about 6 to 8 people testified, and you might forget something of the first 1 or 2 people who testified. And I told people, I said, the testimony of David Packard is going to be more crucial than Cohen, because Cohen comes with a whole lot of baggage. But Packard's testimony puts everybody in the same room on the same conversation.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell how confident that the defense were that it was going to come in guilty. The appeal went in almost before they'd finished convicting him.
That's, like I say, anybody who has money does that in advance because they can afford to do it.
Yeah.
That's the whole point with that. If you waited to after the fact, that just shows how much of I should say lack of legal I would say
What's up?
forethought.
What's up?
But the
Edward,
problem with all
Michael,
this,
Jim.
the problem with all this is that his lawyer from his previous the civil case, she's sitting up in there and she fumbled the ball in that case. And I'm not sure if he could even I think that's an appeal also, but she missed something by a couple of days. So it's like that may not go to see appeal altogether. But this, I think they made up for that last case where they didn't do something right. And they're making sure they get their appeal right up front. Now the appeal doesn't mean anything. You can still, I mean, I don't think he's going to serve any time. Okay. But let's say, as Donald says, hypothetically, let's say he is serving time. Okay. You can still be sentenced while on appeal. Just like we have people who get incarcerated for years and while their case goes to appeal and may get released down the road.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean,
What did you say? Sentencing's on the 11th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The worst thing that can happen here, which is not going to happen because the jurisdiction of the court cannot say Donald Trump can't hold office. Okay,
Nope.
only one of his federal cases can impose that as a sentence. Now, like I say, now
Yeah, he's got
with the
another three
federal-
cases, hasn't he?
right? But I say, well, the one thing here is that with a federal offense of the campaign violation part, they can bar him from holding office because of that guilty verdict. Okay, we had a council person here who messed with campaign funds, and part of his sentence was he could not hold elected office for 8 years.
Right. That was an elected official that was under a different, probably under a state constitution.
No, well, federal campaign laws, like I said, it's a federal law, and part of
Right.
his
But
sentencing was
but the requisites for president are determined by Congress or by the Constitution. So in order to prevent him from holding office, it would have to go through Congress.
no.
A judge cannot do that.
Judge can impose it. Congress can step in and maybe make changes.
A judge cannot come
On
in
a
and change
federal
the
level.
Constitution. They can
No.
interpret the Constitution.
No. I'm not saying a judge can't change it. I'm just saying under the federal law, which is what the campaign contribution part is, they can sentence you not to be able to run or hold office for X amount of years. They can't say in perpetuity, but they can keep you from holding office a couple of years.
I'm not sure that that would be constitutionally legal because the Constitution is what determines the eligibility for holding the office of president.
Well, if it's different for president, 'cause I know we just had a local council person here who had to go to federal court because he played
Right.
with campaign funds and he
That's what I'm
couldn't
saying.
hold office for
That-
8 years.
That's what I'm saying. That would be under a different set of laws that would determine who could hold office. But what determines a president's ability to hold office is Constitution. That is what sets the requirements for president.
I'll have
I
to
could be
research
completely
that.
wrong. I could be completely wrong, but I'm
That's what I'm saying.
almost
I'll
100% certain.
research that, Don, and I encourage you to research it so we can figure. Because my thing is, what makes a difference if a person's at a local jurisdiction or at the presidency if it's a federal law they both violated?
Because it has to do with the separation of powers,
But
and
he's not in office right now. There is no separation of power. He's not. in
there is a
office.
separation of powers of the presidency. So who can run for president that is determined by the
Well,
Constitution.
who can run for president is set in the Constitution. There are certain,
Yes.
just like who can run for Senate. You have to be a certain age.
Right.
All that kind of stuff. What I'm saying is, once you're out of office, you are a regular citizen by law.
Yes.
So I'm saying that there is no separation of powers can step in and say, okay, King Zet, he
but-
can do what he still wants to do.
But there is a separation of powers in that the only.
Okay, put the knife down, Don. Put the knife down.
Oh,
Put the knife
sorry.
down.
I'm cooking.
I'm sorry.
There is a separation of powers in the fact that the only branch of government that can alter the Constitution is Congress.
Yeah, Congress can change the Constitution, or I say make amendments to the Constitution.
Right.
But what I'm
Right.
saying is, when you come under criminal, this is criminal now. You come under
Right.
criminal
But
charge.
you're saying that you're saying if the judicial, I'll put the knife down. If the judicial comes in and says, okay, you cannot hold office if you have been convicted of whatever crime. Now that is a change in the requirements of holding the office of presidency.
Now, this is my
And,
question. I
and
have
that
to
be
ask
changed
on
the
that.
Constitution.
This is my question on that.
Can we just
Was
let
this in
Dominic
a-
get a word in here?
was this at a- this
No,
was not a
I was
federal
just
court.
about to say, I'm what I was going to say was, one is speaking over the other. So what we should do is, I'll be the chair and let people speak.
You're gonna be the arbiter, arbitrator.
Yeah, yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is, this was in Superior Court in New York, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Donald?
that's why I'm saying the jurisdiction of the court makes a difference. One thing, Will, that the Superior
Mhm.
Court would not be able to impose that sentence. It would have been a federal court. They could bar him from holding
No,
office.
it was not a federal judge.
Right. Because the guy here went to federal court because campaign laws is a federal offense.
Okay.
So that might be the loophole that he may be able to be in, but it's not under the Constitution that bars that will save him. It would be the level of the court's jurisdiction that say they are not authorized to impose that type of sentence.
Like I said, I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm just talking from what I remember of civics.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
I
like
mean-
I said, I think it has to be at the level of the court of the offense of what their jurisdiction will allow them to do at a sentencing. If
Right.
it's only a superior court, they only have a certain amount of things they can do. Like I say, if
In that case, the only since that would be, it would probably be only if you could say that could be imposed by the judicial branch, then
Right.
probably the only body in the judicial branch that could do something at that level would have to be the Supreme Court.
no, you can have a federal court, the Supreme Court will be or you have appellate court, and then the Supreme Court can have a review of it. But criminal cases is a lot
Oh yeah,
different.
to see if it was constitutional.
Right.
That's correct.
Right.
Right. This is unusual because
Regardless, it's probably going to the Supreme Court, no matter what happens.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
he's gonna, like I say, he has the money to push it that far. And that
Okay.
works to his advantage.
Right. I know this is unusual because here I am sat in the UK, and this time I'm just the one eating the popcorn, right? Or you guys debating. But I do have to ask. But I do have to ask one question for understanding reasons, right? Just in case he's not allowed to run for office, whatever reason, do the Republicans, it is the Republicans in it, yeah, have someone else to stand in at the election? Or would it throw the whole election into chaos?
This is how our system works. If Trump is unable to fulfill the duties of the nominee, they will go at the convention, which happens is it June or July? The convention is.
I don't remember.
Okay, whenever I know it's in the next 60 days. It's the next 60 days for both parties. If something happens that questions the ability for Trump to even be able to hold office, at the convention they will nominate someone else at the convention. That is how the process
And
works.
after that date, if it comes up that he can't run for office, what then?
Oh, they'll be scrambling. They'll be scrambling to find somebody to pull out a hat. 'Cause just like you see how difficult it was for them. You see how difficult it was for them to find somebody who wanted to be speaker. Just imagine that 10 times to try to find somebody they can all agree upon to be president, or at least run for president.
All the people who were candidates this last year, they'd all be throwing their hats in the ring again.
Oh, that and some, because now you're not going to have no requirements of so many people having a certain percentage to be on the ballot for whatever state.
They can nominate anybody, even somebody who didn't run initially.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's just be like it was for Speaker of the House. It's going to be a big free for all, and it's going to be a mess.
I would say, if devil's advocate, or just for argument's sake, if that was to happen, I would say Vivek would have a very strong case.
What's his name?
And I think that may be why he's been cozying up to Trump in the last couple months.
Who hasn't been cozying up to Trump? I mean, even Nikki Haley kissed the ring last week.
So they're probably all like, okay, let's get his nod of approval in case something happens.
I try to.
We can get the nod.
If this was to happen, Nikki Haley is their best chance of having a very competitive person against Biden.
I don't think so. I think Vivek would probably be the next in line.
Vivek doesn't have the core support. He's a fringe individual, and I mean, what really threw him on the bus is what's her name said about him about a week or two ago. What's her name? Laura? Is it Laura Ingraham? Threw him on the bus big time.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't follow politics that much. I just know my wife does not. My wife does follow that crap, and I go on what she says on that.
Yeah,
and from what I've heard on Vivek, he sounds very much like Trump.
Yeah, he sounds, and that might be the reason why he will not get the nomination because of that. They want somebody who can appeal to the broader group of the party.
Yeah, but
And that's what
no,
I say.
I would say you want to appeal to the front runner, have somebody that sounds as much like the front runner who got sidelined as possible.
Well, you always got to remember this: Trump didn't go to no debates. So
Right.
Neither did Biden.
we got to hear everybody else but the front runner.
No,
That is true.
We
So
could
that's why I
nominate.
said I think Haley will has a unifying platform and
Hey,
presence.
I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm going to throw my hat in the ring, and I would love to have you as my vice.
Right.
Recovery one drone for president.
Right. And next question.
No, Lloyd
Is-
for president.
Right. Is there a cutoff date? Like over here, someone for an election has to be nominated within 36 days of the election. So by next Friday, every
Mhm.
name for each MP has to be in. If there's none, if they fall out or for whatever reason after
Mhm.
that date, or if they
Well,
don't
that-
put their name forward, they're not
David,
allowed in.
That's not the way the nominating for president happens over here. It's the Republican Party as a whole nominates their candidate.
Yeah, that's what I
It
mean.
isn't
But is there a
done-
cutoff date?
Well,
It
It
isn't-
happens
it-
here.
it isn't done. It isn't done by popular vote.
So there's
Yeah,
not.
that was said
So
here,
what I'm
right.
saying is,
David.
say like
I
4
was-
days
David-
before the election.
the party votes for its own leader, and it's
Yes.
the leader that becomes
right,
the prime
and David
minister if they win.
understands that. What he's
I
asking is
understand
there a
that. What I'm
cutoff
saying
date?
is, his name is on the ballot
Yeah.
paper. Donald Trump's name's on the ballot paper. 4 days before the ballot, right?
Before
It
the
all
vote.
blows up, and he's chucked off the list, right?
No, he
What
cannot be
happens then?
removed. Once he's
Okay,
nominated, he's
uh,
nominated.
Based
Well,
upon your scenario, David, this is what would happen. 'Cause like I said, all the ballots
July
are made up.
11th.
Everybody's got it. Early voting's already taken place. And
Yep.
4 days before the election, Trump is found whatever ineligible to hold office. Guess who's going to be the president for the next 4 years? Joe Biden.
Biden.
Right. So yeah,
I
there
will,
is. So what I'm
I
saying
will say
is a
this.
cutoff date. Once he's nominated, he's nominated. That is it.
That is it.
Right.
Once they
And
have
if
the
anything goes
nomination-
wrong,
Once they have
So-
the
Because I
nomination
just
party,
heard
Because
they're
what I'm
going
trying to gather,
announce
so
that
if
Trump-
say heavens forbid, in a couple of weeks' time, the nominations are in, it's Trump v. Biden, and then suddenly Biden craps himself and dies. Yeah. Biden,
Yeah.
you know, Trump is then automatically the winner.
Because David,
No.
they just
Uh,
said they
No.
they
Nope,
expect
Kamala
Trump
would
to
probably be-
announce on
Kamala
July
Harris
is the
11th
president.
before the
You-
national
He
convention.
could
All right.
probably he'd probably still get elected, but then since he's dead, it would hand over to the vice.
Right.
well,
That's what I'm
Vice
trying
Vice
to
is
get.
not on the ballot.
And we are really in
What's up, Andrew?
undiscovered country
What's
here.
up, Joe?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That,
Oh,
that
yeah.
this is
Okay.
So
unprecedented
we're all
as
talking
the
about
famous word
how
has
we
been put
know
out.
it's supposed to work
Uh,
and how it should work. But
He's
we're
good.
already in a place where those
What's up,
rules
Tim?
have been thrown out the window.
Well, Dre,
So-
you might
Jason, how's it
remember
going?
way back just before the Civil War, we had a president elected, and he died within a few days after being elected. And the
You're
vice
right,
president
Christ, Tim.
Vice president by constitutional law takes
Yeah.
over.
succession.
And,
Yep.
and that's what happened with Lincoln when what's his face took over and switched everything around.
Yep.
So, and then he was impeached out of office within about 6-7 months.
Is that Jackson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dominic, have you
It
been
was
listening?
Jackson.
to
What
what
was
came
the
That
name
out?
was a Jackson.
Yeah,
Lincoln's
I know roughly
vice
what's going
president.
on.
Okay.
Lincoln's vice president in his second term, and Lincoln got shot, died. He took over president and flipped the script on everything. Back then, your vice president usually came from the opposition party.
Yep.
And so he came in, broke all the deals that Lincoln had put in place post Civil War, and just wiped everything out.
Mm.
Hey,
Like I
Dre,
say, he came in, changed the stuff, and he was impeached, I think, within the first year out of office.
Go ahead, Joe.
hey, Dre,
Yo.
I'm disappointed, Dre.
What's up?
I'm disappointed in you when you and Donald were going at it, and he said, put down the knife to Donald. I was waiting for here. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands.
Well, I can see his hand. That's why he get the knife in it. Yeah.
Hello, Andrew.
No,
What's up,
because I heard David tell him the same thing before I popped on. Stop pointing the knife. Stop pointing the knife.
But I'm not really. You guys make it sound like I'm really pointing the knife.
No,
I wanted to hear that.
I just want to stay live. That's all.
I was more
I wanted to
concerned
hear-
about when he picked up the aubergine.
The
That was
YouTube
dangerous.
algorithm.
Eggplant.
Yeah, I wanted to hear that police marine voice.
Oh, where is my
Eggplant,
camera? There we
aubergine, it's all the
go.
same thing.
Just so you guys know what I'm fixing tonight. Bruschetta.
Cilantro?
Look at that.
Ooh.
Is that cilantro?
Watch your mouth.
No, that is
Understand.
fresh basil or basil, as I'm going to get corrected.
Basil.
Basil. No,
Basil.
no.
I beat you to it, Dominic.
No, I'm
Basil.
going to stand up for
And,
Donald.
and
For Donald
tomatoes.
this time. It's basil because he's in America.
Basil and tomatoes.
Oh man.
And I actually add cucumber to my bruschetta as well.
Oh, nice.
Let's get a new pronunciation on that now.
Right. Yeah, because it's not cucumber, it's Cucumber.
Cucumber. It'd probably
Here
be
we go.
Starts with a C, not a Q.
Well, David, and that pronunciation to me just sounds cute.
It can sound like what it wants. I'm just winding you up.
David enjoys winding Donald up.
Okay.
Donald loves winding me up.
Laura
Me and
likes
Donald
to-
have already had this discussion. We wind
David?
each other up, but at the end of the day, no matter how frustrated we get, and we tell each other to fuck off,
Uh,
we're fine after a couple of days.
David,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
all
yeah.
know.
And
Laura
I've still
likes
got to
wind your
accept
clock.
that Donald doesn't like me. It's just one of those things.
Laura
Yeah.
likes to wind your
I
clock
don't.
there,
You're-
David.
Donald don't like anybody. He just puts up with everybody.
Joe, Laura said shut up. She can hear you.
I was
But
waiting for her to
can
say
she see
something.
this?
Laura, you sent you the middle finger.
The middle
Did
finger.
you say you can send him 8? 8 middle fingers.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. I
Oh,
actually thought
Corey.
you meant on the hand. I was going to say, I know you're from Cambridge, but they only have 6 fingers. 8.
I'm gonna print me
Oh,
a
no,
llama
no,
with a middle
no.
finger.
I don't have any
See if I got a
garlic.
llama with a middle finger.
Oh,
Mm.
Where's my phone? My wife has to stop and pick up some garlic on the way home.
Mhm.
don't forget the garlic. Oh.
That's not an Italian household.
Yeah.
I know.
You want
So
fresh
which
garlic
one
out
of
in
you
the-
is?
I
So which?
I could use granulated garlic, but that's not going to taste right. I
Mm.
mean, it'll be okay, but
I've got
If I have to, I'll use-
garlic salt, garlic powder, garlic, and granulated. So take your choice.
yeah, if I have to, I'll use granulated.
Oh,
Sounds
Hi,
like a
Tim.
first world problem.
Yeah.
They got a middle finger llama.
Tim is talking to you, Justin.
And Joe, I either do granulated garlic or fresh garlic because if you want garlic salt, you use granulated garlic and salt.
Yep.
I was reading
I-
the chat. I just couldn't get a word in. Tim.
Okay, so what do I need? I got the balsamic vinegar. I can put that in the fridge for
TJ.
now.
TJ, what's up, TJ?
Siege.
So
Jason's
how's
even in the chat.
how's California? Yay, there, Dre.
Okay, it's wonderful. Today it's right now, it's what I think is about 70 something degrees. Might think it's over 80 today. sunny,
Sounds great.
So
That sounds
I gotta
rather
go do a job tonight and stuff. So I can't complain.
that sounds rather comfy to do a job in.
Yep,
80
gotta
would
go
be
do
perfect.
a Costco tonight.
If my wife doesn't want to stop, I'll use granulated garlic. It'll still be fine. I just
So I
can't
know you,
believe.
how's things on the East Coast? You guys been getting them rolling storms through there.
That's been here, sunny here.
Well,
Oh, nice.
it's nice and it's about 80 degrees in South
Oh,
Carolina
that
right
sounds-
now.
That sounds perfect.
We'll just wait for tomorrow
It's-
then.
It's not hot. It's a light wind. It's not humid. I'm enjoying it.
There's a big storm over Texas and coming into Louisiana.
Yeah.
There's a little one over Florida,
Uh-uh.
but it's down by TJ, and then
Go
they'll
ahead
get hit
and
by it.
bind that. Let it sit. Done.
Dominic, were you in Bill's stream last night?
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was.
coast to coast.
I watched probably first hour.
Who assassinated Mark?
Who was it that said they got hail through the roof in cars in Texas?
Oh, I can't remember.
Oh, it was Mike Wright. Never mind.
Yeah, that was
Mike
it. Yeah,
Wright.
yeah.
Yeah, Mike Wright got some hail through the roof and some cars dented from hail
Here's Mark
Mm.
again.
on Monday.
Sorry about that phone call.
No, you're right. Life's like that.
No, it's not.
Good.
Arrange your phone calls around other times, not Paul's.
Yeah, I keep telling her that.
Nice, Corey.
Mark, was it
You don't
was it
remember.
was it telemarketers?
No, it's Kate.
Hey,
If it was
Justin,
if it was telemarketing, if I didn't recognize the number, I wouldn't have
I
answered it.
think
Yeah, you've already
I-
had that. You already had that problem a couple of hours ago.
I think Dre has a few suggestions about telemarketers and
Talking about
ways to get rid of
telemarketers, I had one earlier on. Yeah. He called me up and he said, I'm ringing about your O2 contract. And I went, okay. And he said, can I have your name? I went, it's Santa Claus. And he went, are you on O2? I went, no, I'm Santa Claus. I'm on EE. Put the phone down. 2 seconds later, he rung back and he went, I want to speak to you about your EE contract. I went, should have rung a second. I went, you should have rung a second earlier. I've moved over to O2 now.
Got in.
It's all right. 10:20 this morning, I had a missed call on my phone from
Yeah.
Melbourne, Victoria.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he sent me a
Was it-
message and said, did you
I
phone
sent
me?
him
I
a
said,
message.
"No."
Was it you?
Yeah.
Hi,
I
Jason.
remember. Yeah.
Michael.
I looked up that phone
Brian.
number. It is a scam number.
It's a scam
It's
number.
it is a scam number.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
you take the phone number, you put it into Google,
Yeah.
and then you go to a website, and it tells you if the number is legit or not. And it said no,
Yeah,
it's
I've
been
done that.
reported as being a scam number.
I've done
There's
that a
a
few
hand-
times on some numbers.
Justin, can I ask you a favour?
What?
Can you ask Night Train or Mike to send me that cockatiel because mine didn't come out too well?
Oh,
Oh, you mean the file?
The file, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
the
file,
file's fine.
not the
I'm
bird.
not about the final paint job.
No, the living bird in a box.
Yeah.
but
No,
David,
this
that
was-
looks like a cockatiel.
That's because it is a cockatiel.
that look like
I hate
an
it.
overfed bird.
go a little heavy on the balsamic.
What-
That's what I painted tonight.
but
The only thing that actually came out okay was the feet.
Mm. Hey, Justin,
What?
what is Jason going to get next since he got rid of that 49-inch curved monitor?
He's got a 57 inch.
Yeah,
63.
Yeah,
he
what are we
returned the
gonna-
other
what are
one
we
and
gonna
got the
help
bigger
buy?
one.
He got the big, what size is the bigger one?
Ooh.
56 or 59
Yes.
inch, something like that.
So what was his problem with the 49?
Too small.
It's just too small.
Yeah, too small.
You can't
No,
tell
no.
me it's too
300.
small.
Not width wise, it wasn't tall enough.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna get the same
Aspect
ratio
ratio.
with a 59.
No,
Yeah.
it's supposedly it's a little taller.
Mm.
Could you imagine if
So,
you
I
got
don't
a
know.
75-inch monitor?
No.
Yeah, get a 100-inch.
Luckily,
When you get a wider screen, the aspect ratio will come, as like I said, it's like 16:9. So
Yeah.
you're gonna have the black at top, black at the bottom, just like when I have my projector outside for my home theater. It's a 180-inch screen. But like I say, the movie is only shown primarily just smack in the middle.
I mean, it could be overcompensation. I don't know. I mean,
right, luckily on a monitor,
I'll let him speak to that on his own. But I mean,
Okay.
that's why I could understand. I said, why would you go to a bigger screen? Because the aspect ratio is going to be the same.
no, it's not. On a monitor, you can stretch and the aspect ratio from 16:9.
Yeah. Well, like I say, it's going to be distorted then.
I mean,
Jason said there's a 75 ultra wide. Amazon link, please.
Yeah.
no. I've already
Amazon
checked.
link.
57 ultra wide's the biggest you can get at the moment.
Oh no.
I'm just like, when I saw that video of him boxing up, I said, what is he doing? He just got it.
Jason said, "You see my truck?"
It's a nice truck there, Jason.
Well, it's like anything. It's called peacocking. You make yourself look bigger than you are. You know.
But like I say, because the programs are
Oh.
going to look at the size ratio of the display, and it's going to display in the format that whatever program you're using will adjust. And a lot of times it will leave black bars on top bottom because of the programs he's using.
He wants
Has nothing to do
the
with the display.
he wants the taller vertical for video
I
editing.
I know what he wants, but I'm saying it's going to be the program,
Yeah.
not the display device. It's going to be the program what it supports.
Mhm.
Tim.
So regardless of what size you go out and buy, if the program, you might say, like I got a pair of 24 sitting in front of me. Now with that might be the highest ratio that program can display something that fills a screen. I go up to
Tim, I already answered you that. You don't have to ask Jason for me.
I used to have a pair of double G's sat in front of me.
well, even with his pub horn subscription, it's still going to be a narrow band across the screen.
Oh my God.
That's all I'm thinking. Once you get to a certain size, it's not going to get no bigger. It's just going to get stretched.
Mm.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's fun trying to stretch it though.
Oh, I hope to God nobody's outside Dre's door listening.
Uh,
Going right to
Jason?
HR.
Mostly everybody's going home right now, so
I'd say they're going right to the HR office.
Jason, you could get two 50-inch screens.
now see,
Monitor.
Jason said the right thing. He's talking about 1440, and that's going to be his problem. If your graphic card does not go higher resolution wise, you're going to get a narrow band. That's what I'm saying about what the program support.
Exactly.
Well, he has a 30 series that will put out 4K, so he should.
So I'm
That
saying, what
shouldn't
was
be
the
an
problem with the 49-inch? If he wasn't getting enough screen on that, I don't know what to tell him.
It didn't fill his desk.
right, I've got another question now. Donald Trump has apparently put out a message asking for people to donate to help him fight
Yeah.
his conviction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why would he need that if he has all this money?
He's the richest man in
David,
America,
he-
nearly.
David, he was putting out messages this morning on TikTok to pass the time, asking for donations.
Yeah, but I don't get why he should be asking for donations. He should have more money than anyone.
He does, but this is psychology. If you put skin in the game, you are more invested in the outcome. So if he can get somebody to donate, even if it's $5, they now have an emotional investment in that
Yep.
horse in the ring.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
glad you
Oh,
went with that
yeah, now I get it.
philosophy term, Don, because I simply put it as this. He knows people will send him money so he don't have to spend his own.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
true. But that's only part of it.
And I'm just saying that's been his MO from way back.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump plays with other people's money.
Yeah.
That's why he stays
Yeah.
at
Now
the
people are
economic level that
emotionally
he's at.
invested.
And this is why you get loans and stuff to cover things that he wants to do. He never puts his own money up to the front of the table.
Well, clearly it works. So if anybody would like to send me $5,
But
I think David already has $5.
You know, this is my
did you just say
philosophy.
you
When
think
Yeah,
they
but you
start
can play with
sending-
other people's money.
$5?
Like I said, when they start sending me checks,
I don't.
then I'll send some back.
I don't have any dollars.
I
Well,
have no
you-
dollars, never had any dollars, and never will need any dollars.
I would imagine they would accept pounds.
By the way, Dominic,
pounds are worth
this is
too
just for
much.
you. When I say $5, it's $5 US. It's $50 Australian just to match it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's a big
Canadian.
difference.
And about 75 Canadian.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now $5 it'd be about $7.20, I think. Over here.
And one Bahamian.
Yes. So 5 or equals 720.
It's about. I'll give you the exact number if you need it.
No. That's not a
Well,
great exchange rate
actually,
then.
if you go by Forbes list, Trump isn't even on the top 500 for billionaires.
What?
So
I
he's
thought
not.
he
He's
was.
not that. No, he's not that freaking.
He's
you
not
don't have
that rich. He's
much
rich,
money.
but he's not that rich.
No, he's not no
I saw-
freaking
I saw
Elon
a,
Musk or nothing.
A news
Well-
blurb that he sold his plane.
Yeah,
But there's
750.
there's on average 1,200 billionaires just in the U.S.
Yeah.
So
One of them is Buffett.
Where'd you land at, Justin?
third from the top, I'm right under Bezos and
Okay,
Elon.
that's
Yeah,
Stingley
but-
Empire.
Is that personal wealth or business wealth?
That's total
All
net
falls
worth.
in
You
one.
get up to be those guys. there
Total
isn't
net
any
worth.
difference.
Yeah, they have it listed as total net worth.
Yeah,
Now
it's total.
Bezos, Bernard, or now Nollet, I don't know who that is, and Elon Musk, they're all just like within $1 billion or $2 billion of each other. So,
Mhm.
Yeah, Musk
man,
is
that's
up there.
Okay.
but that changes daily. I mean, there's times where Elon's richer than Jeff. There's times Jeff is richer than Elon. That bounces back and forth because
Isn't-
they could lose 100 million one day and they could gain 500 million another day.
Is Gates on there? Bill Gates?
Yeah, he's number 6, 152 billion.
And his wife
Bill
is
Gates
probably
would
number
actually-
7.
He
Bill
gave,
Gates would
he
actually
gave a
be
lot
worth.
away.
Yeah, he'd probably be worth close to 300 billion, but Paul supposedly he's given away quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
His wife
charities
got
and stuff.
50%.
Yeah,
Isn't his
Jeff
wife's-
Bezos did too.
I
His
know.
wife
Yeah,
walked away with
Bezos
like,
gave
Because
had to give
his,
almost his wealth to his wife.
I think she
Be-
walked away with like 50 or 60 billion.
because Mrs. Gates is giving away at least 2 billion to women's rights and women's.
Fuck, I'll marry you and take $1 billion. I
Movement.
ain't even being fucking greedy. Just give me $1 billion.
Yeah.
I'll walk away.
I'd just be happy with $1 million. That'd get me through life.
I think David would rather have about 2 million.
No, £1 million would get me through life. I'd have enough to buy a house
And then,
and enough to live off maybe 25,000 a year, you know, for the next God knows how long. I'd be happy.
Because David, $1 million won't buy you what it used to.
now out of the top 20,
It'd buy me enough.
Yeah, it'd leave you comfortable.
And
out of the top
Dre
20,
would want
14, out of the top 20, 14 are American.
Oh, okay.
Now, you got to look at it this way, Andrew. If I had more than I needed, I'd end up wasting it.
Yep.
Now,
Well,
between the
factor is
three,
this, David, if you got $1 million, you probably only get about 20,000 because Laura would collect the rest in this
Yep.
Now-
poke the rest of your life.
now if you
David,
took the,
Tim's
David
right.
will spend most of it on a bird sanctuary.
now if you
Yeah.
took number 18, 19, and 20, which are the three Walton heirs, and you put their money together, they'd be worth about what Elon's worth and Jeff Bezos.
What about the Koch brothers?
They're worth about
Oh, yeah?
89 of a piece. The Walton family. What's their names?
I can't think of their first name. I just know the last name
Jim
is
Bob.
Koch.
oh
Diet, Jerry.
Diet.
the Koch brothers, yeah.
I'm trying to go
It's-
through all the
Hang on.
names on the end of the
They
program.
donate-
No, hold
They
on,
donate
is it-
left and right to political races.
No, no, no,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no, no. Is their last name Koch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, they're number 21 and number 22. Julia
we-
Fletcher Coach
We
and family.
pronounce that cock
Now-
over here.
Okay,
Officially,
so
that being a German word, it is actually pronounced cock.
okay, so
And-
Julia Fletcher.
In Australia,
Oh,
we call that
crap.
Kosh.
Justin
That's
might be
Kosh
related.
over here.
Okay, so Julia Fletcher Koch and family is worth 72. Charles Koch is worth 65.
Yeah. And they're one of the folks who pull the strings behind the
Well,
scenes.
one of the Koch brothers just gave his son the whole everything.
Well, there's
Yeah,
three
they're up in age
siblings.
now. They're up in age.
There's
But I'm
three
just saying that
siblings
they
for the
have-
Waltons.
They have
That's trying
Pretty
to
much
avoid
directly-
inheritance tax.
directly
Yeah.
influence and finance, I would say 6 out of the last 10 Republican presidents.
If I'm not mistaken, I do believe the Walton brothers are related to the Waltz that created
There's three
Walmart.
of them. There's two. Yes, there's
John
three of them.
Boy,
There's two
Jim
brothers,
Bob.
and there's a sister. There's
Hey,
Jim
hey,
Walton,
Justin,
Rob
Ellen.
Walton, and Alice Walton.
look up your relatives, the Stickleys.
John Bob. John Boy, Jim Bob.
Bob Jim?
Mary Ellen.
Mary Ellen.
No,
Mary Ellen.
I'm serious, Justin. Look up the Stickleys. Justin is related to the Stickley furniture family.
There was another boy as
that
well.
are-
Oh.
What
are
was his name?
millionaires.
What was the middle boy called?
That's so long ago, I don't remember.
And there was another girl.
Yeah,
No,
Steven
the oldest
Spielberg.
was called Goodnight, weren't it?
yeah.
Steven Spielberg.
Is this a baguette? Or am I just happy to see you?
You, when you got the tip of that in the screen, Donald, I thought you got excited or something. You know.
What?
Okay,
I'm cooking
okay.
here.
So I'm
Hey,
Hey,
just
he's
a baguette?
excited.
okay.
Donald's
So I missed.
excited.
So I missed it. Donald Trump is number 309. He's 8.46 billion. He's number
Oh, okay.
309 in the top 500.
So he's in the 500 at least.
Or yeah, in the top 500. Yeah, that's only what they give you is the top 500. The lowest
owns
one
a-
on the list is from Japan. I can't even pronounce his name. He's worth 5.1 or 5.71 billion. So
Yeah,
just think of that.
5.7.
5 billion and up is the top 500.
5 million, did you say?
5 billion is
5
the
billion,
lowest on the
okay.
list.
And number
Who-
one
who's
is
number- Who's number
said-
500?
It's some Japan guy.
Oh,
He's in
okay.
media and telecom. He's worth 5.7 billion.
Uh-huh.
you
He's
said
about the
number
top.
one was 12 billion?
Well, No, number one is Jeff Bezos at the moment, but him and Elon go back and forth like all
Yeah,
the time.
they've been going
Every
back and
other-
forth.
Every other day, one of them's richer than the other one, so. Jeff Bezos is worth 205, Bernard, he's from France,
Him.
he's worth 203, and then Elon's worth
I
202.
mean,
But
if
when
you
you're
av-
worth that much, 2 or 3 billion, that can fluctuate in just days in your net worth. I mean,
if you average it out, they're almost the same net worth.
Mark Zuckerberg's number 4, Larry Page is number 5. Warren Buffett's number 10.
Cool cat.
Well,
Uh,
if we're talking about Cool Cat, we're getting closer to his size now.
See, when,
Cool Cat said, as Ding Dong
Give
shaped
me a couple
food
minutes, I'll keep
goes,
packing.
sausages and baguettes are right up there.
Yep.
Okay, the first Australian on the list is Gina
Gina Reinhardt.
Reinhardt. She's worth 22.3 billion.
Yeah.
Let's see, United Kingdom. I don't see anybody from there yet.
Cool cat.
There's,
Okay.
a, there's a Cool
She's
Cat size.
number 84.
So the first one from the United Kingdom would be James Dyson. He's worth 19.1 billion. He's number 100.
The vacuum cleaner man.
Yeah, I don't like James Dyson. He's a bit of a suck up.
Yeah.
Ah!
Dominic, the Dyson vacuums, those are expensive.
Yeah, that's why he's got a lot of net worth.
They are not as expensive as some of the other ones they sell over here.
But
Yeah.
but my question is, are they worth it?
Yeah.
Yes, I've had one.
The way
And
they make most of their
durable.
money is they have a teleporter inside of them that whenever they suck up spare change from the couch, it automatically goes to headquarters.
I've actually got 2 Dysons
Oh,
and a Shark
Yeah,
and
the
a
shark's
Vax
good.
and a
All right,
Kirby.
Michael, you get a pass.
Kirby are the dearest.
Yeah.
That was £1,200.
bye, Dre.
Bye, Dre.
And Tom Morris, he's worth 7.19 billion from the United Kingdom.
Tom Morris, he's dead.
He's on the
He
list.
was a-
It's probably
He was a Scottish golfer.
Yeah. Yeah.
there's one that's 377th on the list. His name is Tom Morris. He says his country of origin is United Kingdom, and he's worth 7.19 billion. That's the thing, is not all billionaires are like famously known. There's a lot of reclusive billionaires out there. People
Well,
don't know who they are.
That could be classed
Hell.
as false because the United Kingdom is not a country.
If I was
It's
worth
full-
any money, you wouldn't know
technically-
it because
The United Kingdom is 5 countries.
I'll let David and Mark hash that out.
Yeah, well, they're just
The
giving an
United
overall,
Kingdom is England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and Southern Ireland.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Well, like I
Only
said,
northern.
No, it's not.
Here we go.
oh yes, it is.
And away
No.
we
I
go.
know it
All
is.
right.
Okay, let's break out the popcorn.
Okay.
Southern Ireland,
Is part of the
Southern
UK.
Ireland decided it was
I'm
not
sorry.
part of the
I just-
United Kingdom.
Whenever David says, "Oh no, it's not," I just have to go into the pantomime.
Oh, yes, it
Okay.
is.
Right.
Okay, you
No,
tell
Southern,
us.
Southern Ireland don't
It's
want
not.
to be part of the United
They
Kingdom.
never have been. It's the United Kingdom and not Northern
and,
Ireland.
and the Republic of Ireland,
Yes.
which
So
is Southern Ireland, not
it is-
Northern Ireland.
it is
Yeah.
England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales as an outcast, as you'll see in
Well-
the Union Jack.
Well, Scotland, England,
Northern
Scotland,
Ireland.
England, Northern Ireland, and Southern Ireland. A
No.
lot of them share similar ancestry because people
Well-
were going back and forth between Scotland, England, and Ireland.
No.
Yes,
Right.
Donald's
look
face.
it up.
Scotland, England, Northern Ireland, and
Just
Wales
drink your
is the
olive oil,
outcast.
Donald. Don't try to get involved.
What?
So
Wales
just drink
is the
your olive
outcast.
oil. Don't try to get involved.
Ooh, think I should drink it?
The 2013, just go full
England
body.
was
You drink that
Germany,
olive oil, you can be like Paul.
France, Norway, Scotland.
What are you going on about now?
Well, the Anglo-Saxons, the Angles were German, the Saxons were
Yep.
French,
Yeah.
Right, but anyway,
the Vikings were Norwegian.
Yeah.
just
were the
so
Norse.
any of you Americans come over here and make the same mistakes as most
No,
Americans
the
do,
Vikings were not Norwegian. They were Asgardian.
correct?
Yeah. They were the
Anyway.
Norse.
Just in case,
No, the Asgards, they're
from
from
Narnia?
a different universe on Stargate.
okay, but just in case any of you Americans come over here and make the same mistake a lot of Americans do, Scotland is not part of England. Don't make that
Yes.
mistake. If you go to Scotland and
No.
say you're in England, you're dead.
Oh, I'm so
Game
doing
over.
that.
Part
Right.
of the
David,
UK,
I said-
but not part of England.
David, I was
Yeah.
referencing if you go back far enough, people were regularly going back and forth
Alright, I'm
between
going up to-
Scotland and Ireland.
I'm going up to the
Regularly.
first.
There's a sea
Going
in
up.
between them.
Exactly. There's a big puddle of water in between them.
Yes, but it doesn't change the fact people were going back and forth between Scotland and
They still
Ireland.
do.
It doesn't matter.
Scotland and
They
Northern
still
Ireland,
do, but they do it by
Yeah,
plane.
They've been doing it
the
for
ferry goes through Stranraer.
but you
well
can't
over
go.
100
Jim,
years.
Car-
You
Jim
can't
Carrey
go to
crossed the
Southern
border to the
Ireland.
United States. He's still Canadian.
And there's another ferry
They've been
goes from
doing it for over
Liverpool.
300 years.
And
Not
there's
to
a ferry
Southern
that
Ireland.
goes from Holyhead.
Longer than that.
Time thousand,
Right.
probably over 1,000 years.
Yeah. But anyway, there are three things you need to remember. England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland are all their own country.
Yeah.
Great Britain is England, Scotland, and Wales, and it does not have a flag. The United Kingdom is England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Wales is not represented on the flag.
It is. It's just overwritten. It's overwritten by one of the others.
It's not. Never has been.
Cool Cat, why
It
aren't
is.
you on panel?
Explains why you guys
Yeah.
treat Rob
Oh,
like
for
shit.
God's
Jesus.
sake.
Yeah.
It's not.
St. David's Cross is a red cross, the same as St. George's. It's there.
The
It's
Welsh
just overwritten.
Welsh flag is not a red cross.
That
The
is
Welsh
between the
flag
British now.
is green,
David.
red,
No, no,
and
no,
white.
stay out of it, Andrew. It's
With a
between the
red
British
dragon.
now.
Let them have it. Let them have it. It's between the Brits.
Brit fight. Brit fight.
All I know is they copied the color of our flag.
It's not the.
No,
I
you
think
Templar.
you'll find you
That's
copied
not
ours.
it's not the original flag.
I think you'll find that you copied ours.
Michael, why do you cringe every time David says you Americans?
And Tim says he's losing brain cells.
I'm American.
No, you're
Yes.
not. You're
I don't
American.
claim. I'm not one of those people that
Oh.
run around and say I'm a quarter this and a quarter that and half this and three-eighths this. No, I'm fucking
Yeah,
American.
I
think
am
I'm
a
gonna go have
citizen
me
of
a-
the world.
Think I'm having me a burger tonight with some freedom fries.
I think after today's court case, I would think twice about calling myself
it-
American.
Boogie bombs.
Oh
I
no.
live in Florida, so I'm
Uh,
Oh, Cool Cat.
actually-
That's a good movie. Cool Cat's watching Blazing Saddles.
Oh, Bill was talking about Civil War yesterday. He watched it. He said it's good.
I watched part of it, but it was a kind of a crappy copy, so I just didn't finish watching it. I'm gonna wait till I find a good copy of it.
Mm.
It was okay the first half that I watched.
I haven't seen it, but after the Libertarian National Convention, I saw a clip of that one dude. Yeah, you're libertarian, but what kind of libertarian are you? It's kind of funny. I thought it was funny.
Probably.
I don't know. I've not watched it yet.
Well,
I'm gonna have a.
the line in the
check on-
movie is in the trailer, and he says, "Okay, you're American, but what kind of American are you?" And he had him at
Yeah, I
gunpoint.
remember that part.
And so, okay, you're libertarian, but what kind of libertarian are you? Because the Libertarian Party is always fractured. It is always just a fist fight. They all agree that they're libertarian. They just don't agree what libertarian means.
Yeah.
But how can you call yourself libertarian if you don't know what libertarian means?
It means
They all have
freedom.
idea of it. I am I would call myself a libertarian with a small L, but the Libertarian Party is bug nuts crazy.
Oh, so in that case,
Right.
that's like our monster raving loony
Right.
party.
Yeah,
Are you saying, are you
Maybe.
referring to redneck crazy with fireworks and gun shooting?
Hold on just a second. I just
politics is a very strange topic. It's no longer black and white in terms of you've got to be on one side or the other. There can be so many different shades in between now. It's not just you've got to be on this side or that side. It just really opened up. I'm saying this especially in Australia. We no longer we might be ruled by two parties, but there are so many different ones in between that it is just strange. It's more of a spectrum. It's more of a like the colors of light. You can have we've got like 7 different parties now, rather than just the
Well-
2 that we're mandated for.
right.
Too many parties.
Well, for some reason, the U.S. the way it's done, it just kind of coalesces into a 2-party system.
Yeah, well, we have that situation because we're mandated that we only have 2 parties.
Oh, it's not
And-
mandated here. It just happens to happen that way.
Yeah, I understand the American politics, but Australian politics, it's mandated into 2 parties. So either
Yeah.
the Liberal National Coalition or the Australian Labor Party, they're the only 2 parties that can rule. So
See?
Yeah.
if one of them doesn't
You two-
win, they have to make a deal with the others.
That's kind
Well,
of cool.
because Dominic, usually with your 2 parties, there's usually 3 ways you are. In the middle, you're right, or you're left.
Yeah. But at
Um,
this moment, you're either left or you're right. You can't have, there is no center. We don't have any center.
Well,
party.
we technically have an independent party, but they always tend
Yeah.
to vote more Democrat.
Yeah, same
Uh,
here. Our independent.
We have the independent. We have the Green Party. We have Libertarian Party.
Yeah, we've got the Greens. We've got what's called the Teals, and the Teals are supposed to be halfway between because our system and our numbers and our names are almost opposite to the Americans. So our Labor Party is red. Your
ours is-
your Democrats are blue. So
That only happened a couple
Ow.
of years ago. It used to be on
Yeah.
the maps whenever the election maps in the U.S.
yeah,
We would switch between red and blue every other year or every other election cycle. And it was just, I think, in 2000 that they just kind of stuck and just started calling Republican red.
yeah. Which I think is funny because one of our parties
Shut up.
are the Liberals, and they're not. Our Liberals are different to your Liberals. Our Liberals are right wing. Your Liberals are left wing. So it always confuses me when they're saying Liberals. You know, which Liberals? Australian Liberals or American Liberals?
Our liberals
just
are
think-
yellow.
Our liberals are Democrats are not liberal.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying that
Right.
your Liberals
'Cause-
are lean more left than right.
Because usually,
Our,
most of the
our
time,
Liberals
in the
are right.
usually in the U.S., we usually have 2 parties: Republican, Democrat.
Yeah. Well, we have two parties: the Liberal National Party, LNP, and the ALP, which is the Australian Labor Party. It's either one of those two. They're the only one of the two that can form a parliament. But there are independents in between that can lean either way and give the balance of power to either of these in a hung parliament.
Cool Cat, care to chime in with Dominic?
I'm confused about what the fuck's going on now.
Well,
I
we've
am
got
kind of opposed to the
Conservative,
idea of
Labour,
calling.
Liberal, Green, Monster Raving Looney, Independent
We've
Labour.
got the Liberal Nationals, we've got Labor, which is without a U, it's LABOR. We've got the Greens, we've got One Nation, we've got there's I think there's two more because I've only counted four.
I
There's
guess your
the
One
Teals,
Nation.
the independents, and the independents are generally left independents because what happens is they were part of the Labor Party and then they went independent, but they're still part of the Labor Party.
I think the biggest problem
that's-
is assigning colors. Assigning to colors to a political party is a lot of the problem because people start treating it like it's a sports team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's
true.
like,
yeah, because we've got the Greens who are a colour.
and so it's like
Teals
no
who are a
longer are we
colour.
no longer are we discussing ideas. We're
Yeah,
discussing,
we're discussing
your,
colours.
your team's bad, my team's good.
Yeah,
And that's
and,
what
Yeah,
happens.
but
and
They
in
call the
Australia,
Green
sport is
Party
everything.
because they're pro-nature.
Yeah, our
And the
Greens are
environment.
batshit
Pro
crazy.
about the environment, not nature.
Yeah,
No, they call themselves the Green Party because they're trying to claim pro-nature, but there's not anybody who is nobody runs on dirty air and destroyed land. It's just that people have disagreements on the best way to achieve those end goals of clean air and clean water.
I totally understand that. But our Green Party are absolutely batshit crazy.
Well, and then we got groups like
the Green Party
Wildlife
usually and the Green Party
Foundation
here,
suing the
probably like the Green Party
WWF.
there, they say they're pro-nature, but they are actually
Well, they're anti-environment.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are. Same here. They're
Mhm.
absolutely anti-human.
Yep.
But from what I
Yes.
was saying, we in Australia, sport is our religion. Sport is higher than anything else. So we basically put sport into politics. So sport becomes almost a political football over here. And if you have your own sport, and if you're a member of that sport and a politician is on the same side of your sport, most people automatically vote for that person because of their sporting affiliation.
Well, that's
Oh my God.
That's strange. That is strange. Because we've got One Nation, which
I
which
guess
Under
that's
rugby.
like our British National Party.
Is that at One
Yeah,
Nation under rugby?
no, it probably is actually. They're
British
Queensland.
National Party don't exist no more. They was banned.
Yeah, One Nation.
Yeah, we've still got
and
something.
their colour is
Yeah, it's on
orange.
UK.
So they're orange.
Ooh,
Wonder if
Oh, they
is
can
Tim-
fuck
is
right
Tim-
off.
There's
Just
a-
being
I
that
was gonna
colour.
say-
Yay!
well,
No,
I'm
there's
gonna
they
say
can go-
if Tim's
no.
still in the chat, he'll know who Pauline Hanson is.
Yeah,
There's a
we
lot
don't need
of-
to know anything more about them. Once you say they're orange, they can go.
there's a lot of college sports teams with their college colors are orange.
Well, they should be
Yeah.
banned and all. It's just sorry.
And
it's what it is.
they'll lean. See, One Nation leans right. So most of the independents and most of the minor parties lean left. All the independents, the Greens, and the Teals lean left, whereas One Nation leans right.
Yeah,
Huh?
I lean slightly left, but that's only when it's hard.
And Dalmic's in the middle.
I'm not in the middle. I don't usually discuss politics, but my
Ah,
political
man.
leanings are far right.
I'm
So,
centre
you know,
left.
I'm far right, unfortunately, and that is the upbringing and the heritage of my Italian background.
Hey, TJ.
I'm a conscientious objector.
Hmm. I don't like politics. I don't like talking about it. But when it comes to voting, I do vote in a far right manner. I'm not a far right nut job. I'm not all these conspiracy theories and all these other
Well,
weirdos.
Dominic, you just say you're not a radical, right?
Yeah, I'm not a radical far right.
Then you're not
I'm
far
probably
right.
I'm probably
You're
more
centre
centre
right.
far right. Yeah.
Centre right. It's not centre far right. It's just centre right. You've got your far left, your centre left, your left, your right, your centre right, and then your far right.
I'm
right back.
halfway between
Yeah,
centre
right
right and far
left
right.
David,
back.
that about
Centre
sums
back.
it up, David.
You're so Dominic, you're 3/4 right.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be halfway between centre right and far right.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say
I'm not
is,
extreme far right though. So,
So
we bring in
centre
another category of extreme far right, extreme far left. I'm just before extreme far right then.
Well, if Dominic
Now,
was
that's
on the
right wing.
far right, we might see him on the Australian news.
no.
That'd be the right wing.
I'm not one of these, real wacko,
Yeah.
real
That's what I was thinking.
whack jobs. But I do lean far right.
You know what, Dominic? If you ask the quote unquote wackos if they're wackos, they say no as well. So you can't really self-assess here.
Mm.
I'm going to be honest. I would not see Dominic as even far centre right. I would say he's more central ground. Just
I try to be.
on my own opinion of you, you're more centre ground than.
That's because
what
Dominic carries his right-leaning side level-headed.
I put you a tenner. I put you a tenner on it. I could move Dominic to the far left.
Yeah.
In one move.
Well, you can't push him around on his
Why?
power
No.
here. No.
One political
stay right there?
policy that will move him to the far left. Everybody
Yes.
in Australia that's on the far left
Come here.
can have 2 free coffees a day.
Oh shit!
No.
You might, you might swing me there.
That's called
It's full of
bribery.
it.
That's called bribery.
No, it's
No,
a far
but
left
I-
policy.
No, it's
I
an
do
incentive.
think
No.
that I was just going to
All
say,
that.
I do think that people need to be far more tolerant of everybody's political views.
Yes.
Exactly,
You find that the
Dominic.
far left are more forgiving people stuff rather than them earning it.
Little more left out, I think.
So 2 free coffees is more a far left idea, and I think Dominic will.
But
swing
at the same time,
It's
as
written
I
into
said,
the
at the same
manifesto.
time, I'm not rigid in every conservative view. There are certain certain ideologies that I'll agree with, but there are certain ideologies from, let's say, any far right ideologies that I'll disagree with.
I'm the same, right? I'm a lefty. I'll admit it. I'm for social justice, freedom for everybody, and whatever else, right? However, where I tend to end up being crossed over on the other side of the line is I still believe that if someone has committed a crime and DNA or video evidence has proved beyond reasonable doubt that they did it, certain crimes, by the way, I'm not talking about shoplifting here.
Yeah.
But,
You're talking about murder?
Major
murder,
crime.
pedophiles, stuff like that, instant. When they catch this fucker that shot a 9-year-old in London
Yeah, I heard about that.
yesterday, right? I don't even want to give him a trial. It should be a case of fuck you, bang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
and
that's
we're in agreement
authoritarian.
here.
I think he should get a trial.
That's a
Why?
big
He
area,
did it.
Curtis.
Only after all legal manners have been exhausted. If it has been adjudged that there is enough evidence beyond reasonable doubt, then I'd agree with that.
Right, if you're not agreeing with me on the death penalty, then you are more left than you think.
I'm agreeing with the death penalty.
Yeah. You see
It
that
should be.
picture? You see that picture in Mark's background? That
Yeah.
should start being used again.
Mhm.
Bring forth the
Tower.
gallows.
Tower of London, where they used to. No, they didn't hang them there. They beheaded them.
And
Yeah.
just so you Americans know, that's the bridge you tried to buy. It's not the bridge you actually asked for.
Yeah.
You asked for London Bridge, and you got
Yeah.
London Bridge. You didn't ask for Tower
We
Bridge.
didn't ask for
That
shit.
Two different things.
That was a private businessman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We didn't ask for shit.
We had nothing to do with it.
I'd have loved to have seen his face when they brought it over.
It's still over the piece of water that he put it on.
Hmm.
Lake Havasu in Arizona.
I'm more of a Jeffersonian, I think, when it comes to punishment. Putting somebody to death doesn't do anything. It's a vengeance-based system. Whereas Jefferson, he said if you killed somebody, you were to pay the family members, I think it was half of everything you earned for the rest of your life.
Can understand that.
I
That
can
was
understand-
be-
I
but
can understand.
I'm in favor-
That was before the realities of welfare.
Hmm.
When Jefferson
You see-
was there, they didn't have welfare.
Yeah.
Now
This is the,
you can get
this is
half your
where-
stuff to somebody, and you end up on welfare.
And
the
also,
government's gonna pay
you put somebody to death, you have taken away any value that person could have made in the world. I mean, you restrict them, you put them in prison for the rest of their life, and make them work, make them do things. But if you cannot give somebody life, I
No.
don't think you should be so eager to take it. What was that?
But that
Harry
but does
Potter,
that
wasn't it?
bring back-
but if they've taken a life,
That was Tolkien. That was
but
Yeah.
if
Gandalf
they've taken a life,
Frodo.
then I'm sorry, they've
Yeah,
taken a
They're
life.
taking a life.
They should go as
Well,
well
killing them-
because
killing
you've
them-
wasted.
Yeah, that brings
because
back an
that-
eye for an eye then.
But
Yeah,
but
but
killing
that
them
other
does not-
person, right, could have given more to society than any murderer could have done,
Yep, that's a horrible thing, isn't it?
right? And the Jefferson
killing- but
thing you was
kill-
on
but-
about,
But
right?
killing
What
is
you
punishment.
said about them working, paying
Yeah.
half of the wages to the family. This is where they all come up a cropper. The welfare system. If you turn around to them and say you're going to pay half your wages to that family, they'll just go offset on benefits for the rest of my life.
Okay, then no. You
But-
put them in prison and you make them serve out their life sentence and you make them work. You give them
For
basically
the term of his natural
nothing.
life.
But killing the murderer does not provide any value to society. It doesn't bring the person who died back.
No,
The person who was killed, it doesn't bring them back.
Yeah, but putting them in prison for life costs society.
it costs
In
society
the
money.
upkeep of
Yeah,
that
that's
person.
where-
And
that's
not-
Yeah,
where I'm
but
coming
the way
not
we
just
do it,
that,
the way
right?
we do it, we don't do labor camps anymore, do we?
No, but you're right.
Well,
but
I
the
think
other
we
problem
should.
is there's no incentive not to go and commit that crime, right? If somebody knows that they commit a crime and get caught with it, they're
Oh.
going to be put to death. There's an incentive not to do it. If you're just going to end up in a holiday camp, right, getting free food, 3 meals a day, you know, a nice warm
Did I say
bed.
holiday camp? I never said holiday camp. Don't put words in
No,
my
I'm
mouth.
talking about what they're getting today.
Yeah, they are holiday camps here.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. You're right. They
Yeah.
should not be in prison having the life of luxury they've got at our expense.
I guess if
Why
you're
don't we
looking at it
just
from an
take 'em over to the
economical
moon?
standpoint.
Let's just take them to the moon and say to them, right, up you go. If you can make it back to Earth before you die, you're free to stay. Sorted.
That would cost too much money to get them there.
No, Elon's doing it all the time.
Yeah. You might as well make his rockets do something.
I know that at least in
The moon,
Our,
the new
prison system,
Australia.
I know that in our prison system, it is not designed to rehabilitate anybody. In fact, it usually hardens criminals and turns them into worse. Once you're in there, you're going to be in there unless something, you're going to really bust the numbers to get out of that system.
Yeah.
That's the problem with prison. It doesn't work. It does not work.
Exactly.
It might, but only in a very small percentage.
It might, but them people that it does work for would go on the straight and narrow if they had a different sort of punishment.
Yeah.
Different note. Has anybody bought anything from Ticketmaster?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Why? What's Ticketmaster done now?
There's been a data breach.
There's been a 560 million
Oh.
exposure of records.
With
Not a
who?
It's
single
Can
thing
somebody
happened
worth-
here too.
somebody put the link in the private chat? I've got to take this somewhere. My football club have just signed a deal with Ticketmaster that everybody was up against, and everybody said that I can guarantee within the first season something major will cop up. Right, and I just want to go and post it to the director at our club and say, "Fucking told you so."
Yeah.
Should be able to get
There it
that
is, yep.
one, David.
Cheers.
Do you see it?
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
Good.
560 million records hacked.
Boom. Thank you. I'll be back. Where is it, the fucker? Here it
I
is.
don't know which tab you put it on.
No, not that.
Oh, I thought.
So I think what we learned here is that it's not really when it comes to politics, people usually aren't divided one direction or another. They're kind of a mix, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's not always
Most-
straight down the line. You
most
go one way, you
people-
go the other way, you go the other way, and so
But
on and so forth.
when you start playing team politics, it divides you into
Yeah,
there's a purity test.
yeah.
I
And
think
the
you find
conversations
that
happen where you agree on stuff, but if you're playing red versus blue, you never get a chance to see where you agree and disagree and actually talk about it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because there's a lot of, you know, from my point of view, I'm a Liberal national voter, but from my point of view, there are some things that I don't like about what they're doing. But at the moment, the Liberal National Party are in opposition, and the Australian Labor Party is the government, and the Australian Labor Party is left wing. I've never agreed with anything they do, but there are some times that I agree with some of the things they actually say. It's rare, but I do agree sometimes that they might do something that is in the country's interest, because it's the whole of the country with all the voters, not just the voters that put the country into power. So
They're not really worried about the voters' interest. They're only worried about their own
Yeah,
political
they
interest.
only want their own self-interest. So they're self-absorbed and self-interest. But unfortunately, we have 3 levels of government, and each of those levels of government are as useless as the other, because you might have a federal Labor, and then a state Liberal. So you've got the federal party, which oversees the whole of Australia. You've got a state government, and then you've got the state government, which oversees the state, and then you've got the local government, which oversees each small council, and they can override each other, which is strange. You would think that a federal government could override anything a state does.
I would
'cause
say
that's-
make
that's
the state overwrite anything the federal does.
I'd agree. That's why I think there shouldn't be any councils.
Isn't that
The closer you
why?
can get to neighbors making decisions for themselves, the better.
Isn't that the point of having federal? So federal is top and local is
Federal
local?
should oversee.
No, federal, at least in our system, Andrew. Originally, when it was designed, it was supposed to be everything done at state level, except for the things that were enumerated in the Constitution. The federal government was only there to manage international dealings and disputes between states.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Federal
how I
government
would
was
see
not
it.
supposed to
It's not like
interfere
that.
with the federal government was not supposed to interfere with the individual citizen
Yeah,
in the original setup.
yeah. As I said, I'd agree with that, but it should be like that.
Yeah, I think we've
But
got
each state,
civil, criminal, and crown. So
yeah,
I
we have
guess
similar. Yeah,
our crown court is the same as your federal court.
our high
Go,
court
go,
is
go.
the same as your federal court. We've got 3 levels of judiciary then.
We
One is a state-based. One is
Gotcha.
one is the state-based, one is the federal court, and then once you go past the federal court, you get to the high court.
Well, over here, everybody goes to magistrates court on the first, and then it's referred to Crown Court, and then Crown Court look at it, and if they can't deal with it, then it's passed up to the High Court.
Yeah, ours goes magistrate, state, and high court, which is not necessarily. It very rarely goes to the high court. High court is for federal legislation. So it is fairly confusing because they've got too many different levels.
Because
Plus,
certain
of course,
cases,
the Court of Appeal.
because certain cases go,
Yeah, we do have that, but the Court of Appeal is always held by the High Court here.
Yeah,
because
same here,
certain
High Court.
cases go straight through the appeals straight up to the Supreme Court.
Now you've got to go
Let
through the
them
High
decide.
Court to get to the appeals court here.
Supreme Court is extremely hard to get a case heard on. Because they can actually decide if they don't want to hear a case.
Yeah, but in this case,
You're going to cough up a lot of money
they'll
here.
take it up.
Probably some of our most effective courts is like the People's Court and Judge Judy.
Yeah, but I reckon that's where it should all go. It should always go to People's Court.
And who's the
Dominic?
other one? The one that begins with an R.
Not you, Dominic. You're Dominic. Keep forgetting about that. Gonna have to change his name somehow.
Yeah.
Actually, no, you change yours.
Yeah, I will, okay.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah. Rio and Bluey are hiding behind the curtain like they normally do at night, trying to get a bit of sleep. And Dominic is popping his head round and trying to pull them off. They've been at war all day. Poppers.
Well, then separate the parrots.
They are separated, but they have to come
Well-
out and fly.
David, put one in the other room and leave one there.
There is only one room.
We live in a 1-bed apartment.
Oh,
We're in the living room. All the birds are in here. Yeah. All 11 of them. 2 don't come out. They refuse to come out. That's the finches. The cockatiels are out, but most of them are getting on with their own lives. But Rio and Bluey are little shits. And this morning, when he come out, Rio went straight on to the cockatiels and bit one of the cockatiels' foot for absolutely no reason. And now they've been at war all day.
Oh, if they're little shits, put them in the bathroom.
Yep. You got a closet? You got a bathroom?
David, put him in the shower.
You got an oven?
They actually do like the shower. So, no, I'm not doing that.
Well, separate, put
I
one,
didn't say turn it on.
put it
Just-
in the oven, put the other in the shower.
Just
You guys,
Make-
you guys being
think you
serious or
might-
what here?
I hope
Oh.
not to be serious.
Or bring a bird to Laura's mom's place.
No.
Cat.
You can't just pick the bird up and take it out. There are laws.
According-
that-
According to David, they've already got one old bird there.
Or have a friend take the bird for a couple of days.
Why would I do that? I love my birds. They're
You-
going nowhere.
Mm.
Because you just
Hold on.
said the birds were going crazy.
No, they're at war with each other, right?
Yeah,
I'm
I've
going to
got
get rid
cats
of
that are-
them. You have to look at it this
My
way.
cats are always at war.
These birds have been through shit, right? They've been terrorized, abused by humans or whatever. They've come to me. This is their forever home, and I have to live with whatever they're up to. That's the condition that I took, the promise
Oh,
I
you
made.
took him in on the idea of unconditional love.
Exactly.
Yeah, David, what
And
about in
most
their
birds
mind that
are
they're
territorial.
what if they're plotting their revenge and clawing your head?
It's the way it is.
Mm.
Oh, they were doing that to Laura yesterday.
No. That was Rio and Bluey fighting on her head. That was quite funny.
You should have recorded it.
She
You
did.
Oh, you're funny, cool cat.
Mm.
Do you see what cool cat was talking to Curtis about, David?
No.
I didn't see it. No.
David started sharing his political ideas with all the sense and sophistication as two drunken monkeys while playing tennis.
Guess what? I don't care. I don't care what anyone thinks. Yeah, I'm myself. I have my views. I have my opinions.
Yep.
I've shared them. People don't like them. It's the way it is. I may not
No,
like
I
your.
totally agree
I
with
may
that
not
comment.
like your views and opinions, but I won't abuse you for it. It's just the way it is. We have
Exactly.
to get on. Otherwise, there'd be no
We have
political
to
side,
tolerate
would there?
each other.
Yeah, now shut up, Dominic.
Wait. David, I thought that was supposed to be shut up, Justin.
Justin's not saying anything. And
Yeah.
that's Laura's line. I can't steal Laura's work. I'm sorry, Justin and Joe. No, Justin and Joe come under Laura's jurisdiction.
No, we don't.
And Donald is just not happy with Laura at all.
Hey, Joe, is that true? You fall under Laura's jurisdiction?
So here you go.
No, we don't.
You ready?
Hit it.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Get away. Get away. Get away. Get away. Get away. Don't touch me. 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 Get away. Get away. Get away. Get away. Get away. Don't.
Laura's like, are you really doing that on my head?
The funny thing was, she found that sound file on YouTube and it just went with the video.
Yeah.
Quite well.
I'll tell you what, Mark, that picture of yours is great with the chimes.
Isn't it?
Mm. Yeah.
I just heard Big Ben go off.
Why are they still out?
Because you've been playing games now, bugger off.
Go lay down.
No, I haven't.
Go lay
Hi,
down.
Laura.
Can you prove I've been playing games?
Yes.
How?
What you been up to?
Just ask Tim.
Watching
I-
YouTube.
Liar.
I bet Mr. Stickley has.
Yes, Mr.
What?
Six was on Fortnite.
I'm never on Fortnite.
No.
Jason,
No, I didn't see you on there.
Liar.
I forgot to turn my
chime
status
in,
off.
please.
I've just grassed myself up.
Well,
Ever so
Jason.
slightly.
Please chime in, Tim and Jason.
I need the bruschetta gods to forgive me. I'm going to use granulated garlic.
No.
They're good.
We
old-
forgive you.
Billions wouldn't.
You are
My wife
forgiven.
had a rough day, so she doesn't want to stop on the way home. So
You haven't
mean, you
even
see
got
it-
a jar of crushed
The
garlic paste.
Donald, the church says you are forgiven, my son.
what did you say,
Donald,
Mark?
You haven't even got a jar of crushed garlic paste.
No. That's why I looked in the fridge. I'm like, I don't have any garlic in the fridge at all. I don't have any fresh garlic. I don't have any garlic. I usually keep some minced garlic in there, and I'll keep a big jug of minced garlic in there because I go through it.
Point,
Apparently,
cool
I
cat.
won't place it.
Apparently he's a garlicky person.
You used to get a jar of garlic paste and one of garlic and ginger.
That's okay. Granulated garlic will work.
That's almost as bad as putting onion salt in instead of onions.
I'm not putting any garlic salt. But you're right. It is almost bad, but you know what? If my wife has had a rough day and doesn't want to stop on the way home, I'm not gonna make of it. We're gonna use granulated garlic.
She's going to eat it all.
If it tastes bad, it's her fault.
Here. Just to perfectly fine.
What you actually making?
Food.
I mean, you see the way they make gumbo in Louisiana, Donald. You'll be all right.
True. Did you ask what I'm making, Mark?
Yes.
Bruschetta.
Bruschetta.
Yeah.
Hey,
Bruschetta.
I thought you said shut up.
I thought that was
I said bruschetta.
that's just bread.
Bruschetta.
Isn't that just bread?
No,
no,
no, it
it's-
has onion
it's-
and other stuff on it.
Well,
Onion,
got
tomato,
Diced
olive
potatoes,
oil, tomatoes, olive oil,
basil.
Almost
Tomato.
forgot about-
basil.
And I'm actually making mine with diced cucumbers as well.
Nice.
I've never heard of
Flowers.
diet cucumbers.
Oh,
Right,
Tim's gonna be
cucumbers with
mad.
Diced.
That's what he said.
Tim,
He
Give me
said
that
diet
wipe, it's
cucumber.
not, it's not
Diced?
proper.
Oh,
Right.
No. I was just reading on here. Downtime for Fortnite starts at 4 a.m. Eastern and matchmaking will be disabled 30 minutes before for downtime maintenance. So
Oh,
that
no.
means that's
4
right.
a.m.
That's right where Tim starts playing.
Yeah, 4 a.m. Yeah, exactly. That's 6 p.m. my time.
Yep. So Tim's
Well,
not gonna be able
Tim's
to play
be,
during that
Tim's gonna be
probably.
drinking. He's gonna have to start drinking beer.
I just
No,
got a
he won't,
message
because he's
from
working tomorrow.
I just got a message from Epic saying that their
Uh-huh.
servers will be down for scheduled maintenance.
I'm on you.
I knew you were back up.
And I'm going to add just a little bit extra balsamic vinegar to this batch.
Hi, Bluey.
What the hell am I gonna eat tonight?
Food.
So are you using sun-dried tomatoes?
For this, no. This, not for bruschetta. It'll go on top of that.
Donald, now they're asking.
Look like
Well-
proper tea bag.
Oh yeah. The lottery is quite interesting. Father and daughter both won the lotto with less than 3 months of each other,
Yeah, great.
Greedy bastards.
winning a combined $200,000.
Nice.
Well, that's not enough.
That'll be gone in a microsecond.
Nice gone.
It's not even enough to buy a one-bedroom apartment.
No.
No.
Dave could buy a car.
You wouldn't get much
that's just-
change from a Tesla.
About to say, I just won $200,000. I'm gonna get a Cybertruck.
Yeah. That's what I'd be doing.
So
That was
would
an
you
ugly
buy a
thing.
Cybertruck, Joe?
No.
Dominic?
Nah.
Cybertrucks are uglier than hell. I don't even know why anybody would want to buy one.
I saw
Like I like
somebody-
Elon and everything, but that was a stupid design.
They have two
I
of them here in Mandeville that I've seen. One of them is the stainless steel silver. The one's the stainless steel with a little green tint to it.
I saw somebody
one around
painted one
here.
to look like Iron Man.
I just don't like the silver color.
Yeah, they
He's
got the
made
one
it
with the
out
green
of
one for
stainless
sale.
steel. God, it's going to go the same way as a DeLorean.
Yeah.
The green one, the guy's got for sale. He's got, I think it said 32,000 miles on it, and he wants 118,000 for it.
How the hell's he done on 32,000 miles since
I
it
have
was
no idea.
released? Where the
Uh,
Right.
He's been,
He's
hell's
he's
he
been crashing
taking
it.
it?
Man.
He's been. I don't see where you
city
can find electricity for that.
a lot of city driving and a few longer trips.
Well, around
City
you
here,
driving, you don't get 50,000 kilometers out of.
No. There'd be all long trips. City driving, you get absolutely no miles from.
It depends how lost you are.
I'd be doing 6 miles a day.
Yeah, but what happens if you got using Google Apple Maps and you get fucking lost?
Yeah, exactly.
Soon rack up 50,000 miles on that.
Hmm.
Yeah, if it sends you to Seattle from Florida.
Yeah, he must have done that once a week.
Think about all these couriers that are going round, you know, when they get my door number, they go to every fucking house on the housing estate before they get to mine and go, oh, there it is. They must cover about 50,000 miles a day.
Well, for 4 years between my associate's and bachelor degree, I was doing 12 miles back and forth. It's 12 miles a day going back and forth to college for 3 days a week.
I was doing 16 miles every day going to college and 16
You're doing
miles
6?
back. But when I was working, I was only doing 3.5 miles a day there and back.
But if I were, but people who commuted to New York City from my old area, they'd be going 3 hours. Three
If I
hours
drove
from,
for if I drove for 3 hours, I'd be nearly next to David.
If I drove for 3 hours, I'd still be inside my state.
Hey, Dominic, did you hear that just now?
No,
Captain
what
Ray said
happened?
Captain Ray said he's dealing with a mess. He had a tree come down on his house and his car.
Oops.
Oh no.
That's that new car he just bought too.
That's what
Yeah.
happens when you got trees around your house. They're a
Oh.
bunch of assholes.
did you say Ray?
Yeah, Captain
was
Ray.
that?
He was about 10 minutes late.
And you get my argument of why you don't have trees around your house. Exactly the
like
reason.
trees.
They do nothing but cause fucking problems.
Well, it was up like one to less than 2 feet and snap from the base.
Mm. And we don't have that strong a wind, so
It's on his Instagram.
I know that, but I'm just saying we don't have a stronger wind over here. Well, in my part of town, further north they do. Further north they get cyclones, but not for me.
Well, you do
Who-
get unusual weather over here, right?
Who's that?
Yeah, but we don't get cyclones in
Huh?
Victoria. Only
Hmm?
Queensland, Northern Territory, and the northern part of Western Australia. They're the only
I'm not-
cyclones you'll get.
I missed that. Who are we talking about?
Captain Ray.
Captain Ray Kelly. He had a
He lives
tree
on
fall
Long-
on his cars.
He lives
Yeah,
on Long Island.
That doesn't look that big.
It was-
That's true.
Isn't it Long
must
Island
have
he
been in
lives?
Florida at the time.
I think he has a place in
No,
Florida
he's been at-
and
He's been
Long
in
Island.
He's been home
that's
in
in
Long
Long Island.
Island since
That's at his house.
April. Just
Oh,
after the
okay.
meetup.
wait,
He
that
goes
wasn't
back-
his house?
He goes back to New York in
Okay.
in April, and then goes back to his condo in Florida in about November or something.
Yeah, so
Okay.
about 6
Yeah, I
months.
get confused with your seasons.
I'm not sure whether it's Long Island or Rhode Island he lives on. It's one of those two.
Long Island.
Long Island.
Long Island.
Hmm.
Rhode Island is out near Connecticut.
Yeah. I've got a little bit of American geography.
Yeah, well, that's
Long
only
I-
just across the bay. isn't it?
Mark, if you look at the map, look at New York City, and you go east, that would be Long Island.
Mhm.
If you go towards Connecticut and go slightly east in between the states, there's a little hole. There's Rhode
Just-
Island.
Just the other side of the Hudson, isn't it?
I couldn't tell you exactly where Rhode Island is, but I know it's over in that area.
And Rhodes is near Greece.
Yeah.
That's halfway across the world
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
from the
No, I'm
US to
halfway across
Greece.
the world. Now that's only about a quarter of the way. I'm halfway across the world.
I mean, we're a long way from Greece.
Yeah, but I'm further away.
Yeah, Greece is on the eastern edge of Europe.
Yeah.
An hour or two live.
On the other side of the Mediterranean.
About 4.5 hour flight, maybe.
Yeah, it's only that's what I mean. It's only what 6 hour flight at most. Not a 20-hour flight
No,
like I am.
it's only about 4.5 hour flight.
Okay. Well, 4.5 hours won't get you out of Australia.
Tim, did you hear what I said to you earlier?
In 6.5 hours, I can be in the Middle East.
Tim, at
Six and a half
p-
hours on. 6.5 hours. I'm barely in Indonesia.
Tim, at 6 p.m. your time, the servers are going down for a few
Uh-oh.
hours for maintenance. So
Okay.
I just got a
Uh-oh.
message from Epic.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
Uh-oh.
So that means that
Yes.
Captain
Yeah.
Ray won't be going online now.
He's on.
He's on.
Is he? All right.
He's on. He was 10 minutes late.
See what it says prepare. Yeah. Then
Yeah, so Epic just put a thing up on in the game
it says
saying that the servers will be down at 4 a.m. Eastern, which is 6 p.m. your time,
Yeah.
for a few hours for maintenance, and
9
they'll be
a.m.
shutting
for
down
us.
matchmaking 30 minutes beforehand.
Well, here.
No.
So around 5:30, they'll be shutting it down pretty much.
Enable support.
What?
Yes. Right, click enable support.
That'll be 5:30 your time.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Then
only.
Andrew dropped out.
They said
Enough.
for a few. It said for a few hours, from what I read.
That
So
would be
Recommend
like
out.
8:30 in the
On
morning.
build
here.
plate only.
they're
Yeah.
doing scheduled maintenance on the servers.
Click slice.
Dominic could have to chat and have his dinner with me instead.
No,
Yeah.
9:30
It looks
in the
like I
morning.
might have to.
Yeah.
I'm going live about 8, 9.
Yeah.
And that's when Fortnite goes down.
Yeah, you won't be playing Fortnite.
Yay.
Print. Does it say that?
There. And then
Send.
wait till that comes green. Just keep an eye on that for otherwise click the send button. Go away.
Euro.
Oh, you're getting a new monitor? Cool.
Yeah, it's called an iPad.
It's still grey.
Uh-oh.
To be honest with you, an iPad would cost more than a bloody monitor, wouldn't it?
Be up there.
Depends on the specs of the monitor.
If you get
You start-
if you got the iPad Pro,
The new
Right
iPad
up there.
Pro with the M2 processor is like
M4.
1700 M4 is about 1,700 quid.
yeah. The iPad with the M4, the Magic Keyboard, and the pencil will put you over $2,000.
You might as well just get a
Apple
good
Pencil.
computer for that price. Fuck, that's too much for a fucking tablet. I'm
Try
sorry.
putting a computer in your pocket.
Now an M4 and blows most things away, especially graphics. You can run
Yeah.
DaVinci. You can run DaVinci on an
literally,
iPad.
That iPad will be better than most of the computers on the market.
Yeah, that as I said, that iPad will run DaVinci. So that's how powerful it is.
Now, my iPad will run DaVinci.
Yeah, but at least instead of running it, it'll just the iPad will absolutely destroy it. Yeah,
Just
you're doing
if you look at
renders
DaVinci,
in seconds.
Mine's a 2020 iPad Pro.
Yeah,
but DaVinci will run. I mean,
With
if you
a
look at the basic specs that it
terabyte of
requires,
I'm saying I'm
it's
saying
all
not just
render
run
speed.
it, but it will render in seconds.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all about render speed.
It'll be even faster than the Apple Studio.
Yeah. As I said, you could do a very complex video and it would render in seconds. That's how powerful it is. And using the Apple Pencil as well, it'd make it really easy.
And I think it's got 2 terabytes of memory.
Yeah. And the possibility of Bluetoothing one of those, who makes them? I can't think of the name of it.
Western
but you can
Digital.
actually, yeah, I think it's one of, those little ones. I'm pretty sure it's SanDisk actually. what do they call it?
That's the micro SD cards.
No, this is actually a Bluetoothable portable hard drive.
SSD.
Yeah, SSD portable hard drive, and you can just Bluetooth across, and you just use the Apple Pencil to drag them from there into DaVinci. It'd be great to have one of those. I think the highest they had was 10 terabytes, and they're about the size of a matchbox, which is really funny. It's time. Not yet. A couple more minutes and then I'll be out.
Two more things on page 7. I'm done with that. 4 more things on page 8. Start on page 9. I'm almost to the armor. Another 5 levels, 4 levels.
One of those dilemmas, Dominic. I cannot figure what I want to eat.
Food.
Yeah.
Whenever I get to this point, I usually say,
Somebody-
when I don't know what I want to eat, I go make a cup of rice and I throw a can of tuna fish in there with olive oil and a little seasoning and everything and just eat that. I don't have any olive oil in the house, so there goes that idea.
Go get some Chipotle, Joe.
Yeah.
I might. I'm thinking about that.
Trust me,
That
you won't
means I
be
gotta go get
disappointed.
it though. I ought to email my son and say, where you going to eat? And tell him, go pick up Chipotle for me. And then tell him, just pay for it because you owe me $12.
Might just go and get another pork chop out of the freezer.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I thought about that. I've got pork chops in the freezer.
Well, you don't want to eat some old ass frozen pork chop. Go get some Chipotle.
I've also got a can of chicken corn chowder Campbell soup that I've been thinking about for a while.
I got some chicken chowder in a sachet, and it was fucking horrible.
Stop. Oops, I do have olive oil. I bought some. I forgot. There you go.
No fresh green olives stuffed with chilies.
No.
I do like them.
Okay, well, I'm gonna call it for myself. So it's up to you if you want to continue. So good night, everybody.
Is Justin gaming tonight or?
No, because
Later down.
they're turning the damn thing off.
I'm gonna-
I'll be dead way by the
Later.
time they do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hop out too. So
Okay then. I'll see you guys later.
I'm gonna call it because I don't know what the
Okay,
hell Paul's
everybody,
doing.
we might as well say goodbye.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
gonna jump
might
off.
as well call it. I'll stay for the goodbye.
Stay
Okay.
for the long goodbye.
Bye,
Just-
everybody.
Oh, just make your last goodbye for an hour. Dominic will have to wait, won't he? He said he's gonna say
Okay,
goodbye.
yeah, we'll say goodbye.
Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.
y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.